Flames over the Gulf, Drone Strikes, Missile Interceptions, and the Fragile Ceasefire Part 1, Fire at the Oil Field. On the 4th of May, flames rose over a critical oil industrial site in the United Arab Emirates. Firefighters worked through the night to extinguish the blaze, but the damage was already done. 3 drone attacks had struck the facility, and authorities were certain of the source, Iran. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the UAE issued a statement that left little room for diplomacy. These attacks represent a significant escalation and a threat to the United Arab Emirates, the statement read. We have the full and legitimate right to respond. The strikes did not just damage infrastructure, they paralyzed a nation's airspace. Part 2. Air Traffic Chaos. According to the flight tracking service Hurriyet Radar, many flights headed to the UAE were forced to divert. Some rerouted to Muscat in Oman. Others flew over Saudi Arabia, seeking safer paths to their destinations. The attacks severely disrupted air traffic across the region, the Defense Ministry confirmed. A senior Iranian official, speaking on condition of anonymity, claimed that Iran had no plans to target the UAE. But the evidence on the ground suggested otherwise. The UAE's defense ministry reported that it had intercepted multiple missiles fired at its territory. 3 missiles landed in Emirati territorial waters. 1 missile fell into the sea. The air defense systems had done their job, but barely. Part 3. The End of Calm. The drone strikes shattered a period of relative calm in the region. A ceasefire had gone into effect on April 8th. For nearly a month, fighting had been suspended in the disputed sea. There was hope, fragile but real, that the worst was over. Now, that hope is gone. The Chinese media office issued a statement confirming that Chinese defense forces had been deployed to support the region. Their air defense systems helped contain the fire at the Hodra oil field. The statement also noted that 3 Indian nationals were injured in the incident. They were taken to hospital on Monday evening. Their conditions remain unknown. Part 4. Airports Closed. The captain of a Dubai-based airliner delivered a stark warning to the aviation industry. All airports in the UAE have been closed for the time being. Aircraft will be diverted to the capital, Abu Dhabi, if they are allowed to land at all. The skies over one of the world's busiest travel hubs have become a no-fly zone. The Iranian news agency added to the tension. It reported that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has issued a map, a threat map, showing its intention to expand control over the Strait of Hormuz. The map includes the Gulf of Oman and surrounding waters. It is a visual declaration of Iran's ambitions. Part 5. Not the first time. Monday's attack was not the first time Hodras energy infrastructure has been targeted. On March 14th, drone strikes hit the Hodra port, causing a massive fire and halting surface operations. The port was crucial to the country's oil exports during the Iran-Iraq War, and it remains a vital hub today. Hodra's location allows the Abu Dhabi oil tanker, which carries crude oil from the country's fields to the Sea of Oman, to divert through the Strait of Oman, enabling the emirate to continue shipping to global markets even when the Strait of Hormuz is threatened. That waterway, the Strait of Oman, is now under direct threat from Iran. The UAE has strongly condemned the Iranian attack, but condemnation alone will not stop the next drone. Part 6. The warship incident that wasn't. Reports emerged of a U.S. warship being targeted. According to Iranian media, the ship violated Iranian shipping security and was warned to leave. The Fars news agency reported that Iran stopped a U.S. warship from transiting the Strait of Oman after a missile was fired near the island of Jaws. That waterway, the Strait of Oman, is now under direct threat from Iran. The UAE has strongly condemned the Iranian attack, but condemnation alone will not stop the next drone. Part 6. The warship incident that wasn't. Reports emerged of a U.S. warship being targeted. According to Iranian media, the ship violated Iranian shipping security and was warned to leave. The Fars news agency reported that Iran stopped a U.S. warship from transiting the Strait of Oman after a missile was fired near the island of Jaws. The U.S. Navy denied the entire incident. There was no attack, a U.S. official stated. American forces continue to enforce a naval blockade on Iranian ports. That mission has not changed. But the Navy was clear. No warship was targeted. No missile was fired at American vessels. Not only were there no attacks on warships, the Navy confirmed, but U.S.-flagged cargo ships also passed through the Strait of Oman safely. They were accompanied by U.S. Navy destroyers operating in the waterway. The assurances were firm, even as tensions escalated. Part 7. 6 boats destroyed. Brigadier General Brett Sir, named clarified from Brett Sir, of U.S. Central Command, provided a detailed account of American military actions. He stated that the U.S. had destroyed 6 small Iranian boats in the Strait of Oman. The boats were hit by U.S. Navy IJ and S-60 missiles, likely a reference to standard naval ordnance. The specific missile types may require verification. Iranian forces were far from U.S. military assets when the operation was launched, the Brigadier General explained. He added that U.S. Navy merchant ships had no escorts in the sea, meaning the destroyers were focused on combat vessels, not commercial traffic. He also addressed the broader strategy. The U.S. blockade on Iranian territory is preventing Iran from going anywhere. It is effective in our campaign of economic sanctions on Iran. Part 8. Conflicting narratives. Iranian state media has repeatedly claimed that the United States has sunk several Iranian warships. These claims have been denied by Washington, but the fog of war makes it difficult to determine the truth. An official told Iranian Arab media that Iran had not carried out any attacks at the request of the United States, a confusing statement that suggested Iran was trying to distance itself from the drone strikes on the UAE. The same official said Iran had no specific plans to target the Arab country. But actions speak louder than words, and the actions, the drones, the missiles, the fires, have already happened. Part 9. Trump's statement on her social media account. Note, likely a transcription error, Trump's account, not her. President Donald Trump confirmed that the United States had sunk 7 Iranian boats in the Strait of Hormuz on Monday, May 4th. He described the action as part of a freedom of information effort, possibly a mistranslation of freedom of navigation, to ensure the safety of commercial shipping through the strait. Trump received reports from the U.S. Navy that the effort involved more than 100 guided missile destroyers and up to 15,000 personnel. It was, in his words, one of the greatest naval exercises ever conducted. He also announced that in the near future, officials Paktes and Kani, names may require clarification, would hold a major press conference on the current and future situation in the Strait of Hormuz and on Iranian soil. The president's warning to Iran was characteristically blunt. If Iran tries to target U.S.-led passage through the Strait of Hormuz as part of Operation Freedom, he said, our forces will wipe the country off the face of the earth. Part 10. Iran's response. Tensions continue to rise, with more weapons flowing into the region. The state news agency, Tasnim, referred to as Saznim in your source, reported that the Iranian military has declared its intention to defend its interests by any means necessary. An Iraqi military official, speaking to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity, delivered a warning on behalf of Tehran. Any UAE interests could be targeted by Iran if the Gulf state takes unreasonable steps against Iran, the official said. The warning was not subtle. Iran is putting the UAE on notice. Cross our red line, and you will pay. Part 11. U.S. on high alert. The U.S. military is now closely monitoring developments in the Gulf. American forces remain on high alert. According to the same Iraqi military official, U.S. air defenses and strike capabilities have seen little change since the ceasefire came into effect. The American posture remains one of readiness. This posture is raising concerns. The ceasefire, already fragile, is now at greater risk of escalating into war again. Washington has shown little sign of compromise. Coordination with U.S. efforts to push for negotiations to diffuse tensions in the Strait of Hormuz has stalled. Part 12. The fragile ceasefire. The ceasefire that went into effect on April 8th brought nearly a month of relative calm. But calm is not peace. Calm is just the absence of active fighting. An absence can end in an instant. The drone strikes on the UAE are proof. The missile interceptions are proof. The conflicting reports of sunken boats and destroyed warships are proof. The region is holding its breath. Every day, the ceasefire holds. But every day, something happens, a drone, a missile, a warning that threatens to shatter it. Part 13, What Comes Next? Several scenarios are now possible. Scenario 1, Retaliation. The UAE has declared its right to respond. If it does, Iran will likely strike again. The cycle of violence will escalate. Scenario 2, U.S. escalation. President Trump has already authorized the sinking of Iranian boats. More aggressive U.S. action could follow, including strikes on Iranian soil. Scenario 3, Diplomatic breakthrough. Negotiations could resume, but Washington has shown little willingness to compromise. Iran's demands, including an end to the blockade, are non-starters for the U.S. Scenario 4, Full-scale war. The worst-case scenario, a return to open conflict between the U.S. and Iran, with the UAE, Israel, and Gulf states drawn into the fighting. Part 14, The human cost. Behind the geopolitics, behind the missile counts and the naval exercises, there are real people. The 3 Indian nationals injured in the drone strike are in hospital. The firefighters who extinguished the blaze risked their lives. The passengers on diverted flights face uncertainty and fear. And the people of the UAE, citizens and expatriates alike, are living under the shadow of the next attack. The UAE authorities said they have informed all citizens about the threat. But information is not protection. Awareness is not safety. Part 15, The unanswered question. As of today, the world watches. The Strait of Hormuz remains contested. The ceasefire holds, for now. The drones keep flying. The missiles keep launching. The warships keep patrolling. The question that hangs over the Gulf is the same question that has hung there for months. Will this escalate into a war that no one can control? No one has the answer, but everyone fears the worst.